when the Americans came, right?
Yeah.
They came, they built airstrips. They actually had an airstrip running into the mangrove
That's yes.
as well. So
Yeah.
the mangrove was
Yeah.
featured in this current project.
Yeah.
Do you see similarities there? Because if at the time we had environmental groups, they would have had an issue with an airstrip running into a mangrove.
Well, yeah, the Americans destroyed a lot of the mangrove. They used the mangrove as a garbage dump. So much so that they used to, Vieux-Fortians used to call it tukaka. So the Americans did a lot of destruction, but between the time they left and now, things grew back up. So we are not fully aware of that kind of destruction. But in terms of parallel, and one that I've written a lot about is that a lot of development that has taken place in Vieux-Fort is usually done by outsiders, external forces, external entities, not necessarily to serve the interests of Vieux-Fort, but to serve the interests of those external entities. So you are the Americans. The Americans, they come into Vieux-Fort to develop Vieux-Fort. They needed an airstrip base in terms of World War II. So them coming to Vieux-Fort had very little to do with the development of Vieux-Fort.
And they had no discussions with Vieux-Fort people?
No discussions. In fact, the British was war-weary. They were cash-strapped. So they sold, the Americans sold them destroyers. Basically, the Americans sold them warships and in exchange for places like St. Lucia. So that's one big parallel, because here comes Chasney and the developer wanting to just impose development on the Vieux-Fort landscape without no consultation, without any consultation. It will subsume a very large portion of the land. It will exclude or push out Vieux-Fortians, both in terms of residents and businesses. And there is an arrogance about that on the part of Chasney and the developer. So again, the parallels, are very, it's like history repeating itself. So when I said reading the novel kind of can help explain why Vieux-Fortians are reacting in certain ways to that development, because they have been there before.